Hey everybody, this video is more of a PSA for women everywhere. I realize it's not for everyone, but I cannot let this go unsaid. We are quickly coming up on October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time when many women prioritize getting their mammograms, and for good reason. Mammograms can save lives, but here's the hard truth. For some of us, they may not be enough. Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women, and for many of us, especially those with dense breast tissue, mammograms alone might not detect cancer. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2017, my surgeon told me something I will never forget. She said, "You saved your own life because mammograms failed you." Imagine thinking you are doing everything right and then finding out it wasn't enough. This isn't as rare as you might think, and today I am here to share why. Dense breast tissue can make it much harder for mammograms to detect cancer, and yet many women, just like I was, are unaware of the risks or the additional screening options available. If you're getting your mammogram this October, or you know someone who is, you need to hear this. Welcome back to my channel, and thanks for being here. If we haven't met, I am Rachel, and this is Reggie. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I am here to share what I have learned along my journey to help you take control of your health and your happiness. If that goal or this video resonates with you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I mean, have you or someone you know experienced any issues with mammograms or dense breast tissue? Please share your stories in the comments below. Your engagement can help spread this life-saving information to others. The more engagement from you, the more YouTube shares the videos. So thank you in advance. Why did mammograms fail me? Because, like almost half of all women over 40, I had dense breast tissue. Did you know that mammograms can miss up to 50% of cancers in women with dense breasts? As of the beginning of 2024, 40 states in the U.S. required that women be notified if they have dense breast tissue following a mammogram. However, far fewer states mandate insurance coverage for supplemental screening, less than half of them, which can leave many women without affordable access to additional tests like MRIs or ultrasounds. Dense breast tissue is made up of more fibrous and glandular tissue than fatty tissue, which makes it harder to spot abnormalities. On a mammogram, both dense tissue and tumors show up as white, so imagine trying to find a snowball in a blizzard. That's how hard it can be to detect cancer in dense breasts. And it's not just a matter of visibility. Women with dense breast tissue are actually at a higher risk for breast cancer, as much as 4 to 6 times higher, depending on the density of the tissue. Yet despite this increased risk, many women don't know that they have dense tissue or what that means for their screenings. Do you know if your tissue is dense? And if it is, has your doctor had an in-depth conversation with you about it? This image here is my diagnostic mammogram from 2017 and the scans from the 4 years prior. Now I can see some differences, but back then I couldn't. I didn't know what I was looking for, and apparently neither could the radiologist. That 2017 scan was hiding a lot, and I was doing everything I thought I should. I was getting my annual mammogram. I was seeing my doctor. I was doing self-checks, but it wasn't enough. And my self-checks were not as thorough as they should have been, but I will explain that in a minute. Dense breast tissue cannot be felt or seen. The only way to know if your breast tissue is dense is through a mammogram. In fact, almost 50% of women over the age of 40 have dense breasts. About 40% have moderately dense tissue, and 10% have extremely dense tissue. But here's the real issue. In many cases, doctors do not always offer additional screening options, even when dense tissue is detected. This is where I missed an important step. No one explained to me at the time that there were other more effective screening tools for women with dense breast tissue. What I didn't know back then, and was never offered, are the additional screening options for women with dense breasts. These include ultrasound, which can help detect cancers that may be hidden on a mammogram, MRIs, which are often used for women at high risk for breast cancer. This test can be more sensitive in detecting abnormalities in dense tissue. At least one of my sisters is now screened twice a year, once with a mammogram and once with an MRI. Then there's 3D mammography, which provides a more detailed, layered image of the breast, making it easier to spot potential issues in dense tissue. You can ask your doctor about all of these options, especially if you know the tissue is dense. Early detection saves lives, and these additional tests can significantly improve your chances of catching cancer early. Now, let's talk about advocacy for just a minute. Being your own advocate can be a life-saving decision. Even if you have no family history of breast cancer, or you've been told you are at low risk, you still need to be proactive. I had no family history, and I was always told my risk of developing breast cancer was about 4%. Yet, here I am, a 2-time survivor. Breast cancer does not discriminate based on your risk factors alone. So if you have dense tissue, you need to ask for additional screening for yourself, no matter what your perceived risk may be. Now, there is progress being made, though. In March of 2023, the FDA ruled that by September of 2024, this month, all mammography facilities in the U.S. must include whether or not a woman has dense tissue in her mammogram report, and explain what that means. This is a huge step towards increasing awareness. However, many women are still left confused about what to do next, especially when it comes to insurance coverage for additional screening. Here is something important to know. Even if your state, like mine, has laws requiring insurance coverage for additional screenings like ultrasounds or MRIs, not all women are automatically covered. If you are on a self-funded plan, an out-of-state plan, or a national plan like Medicare, state laws may not apply to you. These plans often operate outside of state mandates, meaning you might not get coverage for additional tests unless your specific plan allows it. But do not panic. Even if your plan is exempt from state law, there's still a very good chance that additional screenings will be covered if your physician orders them. So while yes, you may be responsible for a deductible or a copay, these tests can be a game changer in catching cancer early, especially for those with dense tissue. So do not hesitate to ask your doctor and make sure you know what's covered by your specific insurance plan. Trust me, the deductible or the copay for additional screening is a lot less costly than cancer treatments. Looking back, I see now that knowing about my dense tissue and pushing for additional screening could have caught my cancer much earlier. When I was diagnosed in 2017, I had a 7-centimeter mass, a separate 2.5 centimeter tumor, and another tumor measuring over 1.7 centimeters right here at the 12 o'clock position in my breast. All of these may have gone undetected for who knows how long because of the density of my tissue. The only way I found this was because of a dimple in the lower portion of my breast, which was only visible when I raised my hands above my head. It was a total fluke that I saw it. I never had any palpable lumps, just the dimple. And it was not just me that couldn't feel the lumps. My OBGYN couldn't feel them, my oncologist at the time couldn't feel them, nor could the radiologist who performed my biopsy or the surgeon who performed my bilateral mastectomy. That's why it's so important to not only rely on your mammogram, but to also do regular self-exams. And when you are checking your breast, raise your arms above your head and look for dimples, puckering, or other abnormalities. Raising your hands could save your life as well. Take a moment right now and think, when was the last time you did a self-exam? Educating yourself on what to look for is crucial. You're looking for changes in size or shape, unusual lumps or thickening in the breast or underarm area, dimpling or puckering of the skin, especially when raising your arms, inverted nipples or any nipple discharge, redness or scaling or rash on the breast. I cannot stress enough, mammograms are important, but for those of us with dense tissue, they may not be enough. Additional screenings like ultrasounds and MRIs paired with self-examinations are incredibly important in detecting cancer early. I really hope my story has shown you just how critical it is to be proactive about your breast health. If you have dense breast tissue, do not just rely on your annual mammogram. Ask questions, talk to your doctor, and explore additional screening options. Your health and possibly your life could depend on it. Please share this video with the women in your life and help spread the word. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care of you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. What do you think, boo-boo?